Shalom. Allah start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Akakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Stone. Salutations to those for that, just pushing truth across four corners of earth, all for truth and sincerity. On this, I'm gonna want to buy back again, not sitting. On this one, going to about how this place America, Babylon, Babylon Great is gonna be completely destroyed by the thermonuclear missiles. So I'm gonna get into it. It's Revelations 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." So you have the apostles and the elders, Brother Millstone, warning you, so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are Israelites, that the Most High Yahweh Bashan Yahushua is going to bring, his wrath and judgment down to place America, Babylon the Great. And those that don't, take heed, to the warning from the apostles and the elders, Brother Graham Millstone, to come out, the ways of this place, America, Babylon the Great, to repent, before, that the great day of the Lord Yahushua, Yahushua, makes a return, to bring, Yahushua makes his return to bring, his judgment down upon America, Babylon the Great, which is going to be by way of the thermonuclear missiles, that, and like I say, the chariot UFOs, the fire, for the chariot UFOs that the Lord Yahushua gonna bring, laser beams, that the Lord Yahushua, he gonna bring fire by way of that as well. But ultimately, like I say, it's gonna be by way of the thermonuclear missiles. That's gonna be shot towards America, Babylon the Great. This verse, Revelation 18:5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. Because all the wickedness and sinful things that's going on here in America, Babylon the Great, the Most High Yahweh Bashan Yahushua sees it. I say, it's the Most High Yahweh Bashan Yahushua. He he has not forgotten what these Edomite so-called white people has done. To his people, to the so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are Israelites, and to this place. To this earth, to this earth. All the wickedness, sinful things that's, that been going on and still going on to this day. Because, 1,000 years is like a day to the Lord. 2,000 years is 2 days to the Lord. So, I say, the Most High Yahweh Yahushua, he remembers everything. He has not forgotten. People be like, you have these people out here, in the churches, they'll say, y'all still mad about that, or y'all still mad about slavery, or y'all haven't forgiven the so-called white man Edomites. I'm talking about, our people. I'm talking about so-called Negro, Latino natives. Israelites that especially Negroes. They'll say, "Oh, you still mad about slavery? Or you should forgive the white man, whatever it may be." Man, fuck no. And people that say that, they idiots, man. They homeborn slaves because they didn't go through it back then. That's their minds. Oh, it's different now, but it happened. What I'm saying? It happened to your people. Your ancestors. As I say, it happened. So you're saying just forget about what the so-called white man Esau Edomite has done, all the wickedness and all the atrocities, that he has done, to the so-called Negro Latino natives, which are Israelites, and what he's doing to this earth and to this, and to the water, to the, to the food, to the, and so forth, just messing up the earth. And the Most High Yahushua hates it, Yeah, he forgot what these devils done, especially, Yahushua forgot You know, the guy that pierced him on the cross. You know? So for those that say, oh, just, forget about it, move on, man, please. You know, if the Lord Yahweh Yahushua hasn't forgot about it, why should Negro Latinos, why should you forget about it, you know? You shouldn't forget what this so-called Edomite has done and sweep it on the rug, and let the so-called white man Esau and Mike devils, get a pass, man. Forget tripping, That's why Lord Yahweh Shah gonna, bring his wrath of judgment down to the place, and destroy this place, America, Babylon Great, all this wickedness and sin, sinful things that's going on here. The next verse, Revelation 18:6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to a double. So, hey, this place in America, Babylon Great, is gonna get, horrific judgment. And these so-called white people, Esau and my devils, they're gonna go into hardcore slavery, they're gonna get double punishment. Double cup, right? Double cup of the punishment. They gotta drink double a cup of it, I say so-called white people, red people, Edomites, if you're Edomite, your future is gonna be very, very, very painful, rough. Ain't gonna be no easy days. Once you so-called, and I'm talking about the elites, the so-called bankers. Excuse me, not so-called bankers. Excuse me. The elites, the bankers, the ones that run the earth, the ones that control the earth. The Edomites, so-called white people, red people, right? Y'all future isn't gonna be hardcore slavery, man. Y'all gonna deal with a lot. Once how Shah returns, and remove you devils out of the power seat. Destroy this place, America, Babylon Great. And then like I say, the Israelites being power, and you Edomites, going to slavery, and y'all gonna, y'all gonna be tasked with what y'all gotta do, and y'all gonna have it rough, But that's what's coming, That's the future for you so-called white people, red people, Edomites, man. Y'all gonna see the destruction, of your rulership, by the Lord Yahushua in terms, and like I say, remove you Edomites out of power. Then, like I say, you elites and bankers that do go into these bunkers and hide, y'all gonna get put out of there, and and get go into hardcore slavery and have chains on and getting whipped and beat down. That's gonna be the future for you Edomites, man. And then after 1,000 years, after 1,000 years of slavery, y'all gonna be done away with. But on this verse, Revelation 18:7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for as she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. Yeah, because I said this place, America, Babylon Great, has not seen no real, not been touched with no real war or anything like that. No, real tragedies, and I say 9/11 was an inside job by them goddamn small hats, man. They wanted that to happen, they wanted that to happen, They wanted 9/11, them towers to come down. They set that up. Osama bin Laden, whatever, they didn't they didn't have full they didn't plan to just want to just bomb everything, to try to bomb everything in America or New York, whatever, in different cities. No, that was on the small hats, man. They set that up. Them small hats, man. You know what I'm talking about? Small hats. Them Khazarians, them Amalek, them Khazarians. That's over there in the land of Israel today. Them imposters, but. They set that up in because, like I said, this place in America, Babylon, haven't seen no real war or devastation, bombs have really been dropped on, this place, in different states and cities, and it hasn't been a lot of loss of life, you know, and like I said, a major conflict here in America, Babylon the Great, compared to other places, that got bombed by U.S. military, what I'm saying. Like I said, right now in Iran, even like back that time in 9/11 when Bush was in when Bush was in power, was bombing that Afghanistan, back then, you know. So America has not seen no real horrific nothing really happen for real, within the states and cities, but it's coming. Those times are ahead. A lot of people in this place, America, Babylon the Great, a lot of people in this place in America, Babylon the Great, finna face a lot of horrific deaths. A lot of horrific deaths and judgments is going to come down upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, by Lord Yahweh Shah, in these times, man. So you going to see it, There's going to be a lot of tragedies and a lot of death, coming to America, Babylon the Great. But on this verse, Revelation 18:8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judgeth her. Lord Yahweh. So, like I said, all these things will come upon the place of America, Babylon the Great. In one day, death, mourning, famine. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a whole bunch of death. Like I said, a whole bunch of death, mourning, sorrows. That's what's ahead, man. Ain't nothing good coming, man. A lot of things finna play out according to the prophecies that the apostles and Elzenberg, brother and the brother and Great Millstone, teach week in, week out on the internet or on the highways and byways. Constantly warning these so-called Negro Latinos and natives, hey, we better repent because time is this place. The Lord Yahweh Shah finna bring his bring his wrath and judgment down. This place hard, man. And a lot of people finna face a lot of. Like I said, a lot of death, a lot of mourning, and famine. Like I said, the lack of food. People finna be dying out here in starvation, man. A lack of food. And then Lord Yahweh makes a return. He gonna bring this place down by way of the chariots of UFOs, laser beams, and then the thermonuclear missiles that's gonna be shot towards America, Babylon the Great. He gonna burn up everything you see here. Ain't gonna be nothing left. But I'm gonna go from there to Isaiah 24:10. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. I'm read that again. Isaiah 24:20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fail and not rise again. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen. No missiles get shot. Once those missiles begin, get shot towards America, Babylon the Great. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Other missiles gonna be shot to other countries as well. Not every country and not the whole earth is gonna be destroyed, but it's gonna rock. People gonna feel it, man. That's how drastic it's gonna get. That's how serious it's gonna get, man. When those missiles begin to be shot, man, and shot towards America, Babylon the Great, and other, and America will shoot missiles as well. But this place, America, Babylon the Great, gonna get those, gonna get a whole bunch of missiles, 200 million missiles, man. That's how many missiles that's gonna be shot towards America, Babylon the Great, man. And it shall not rise, and it shall fall and not rise again. Now, once those missiles get hit America, Babylon the Great, it's gonna fall down hard. It's not gonna rise again. These so-called white people, Edomites, gonna go down, man. They're gonna go down with a hard fall and a horrible destruction. It's coming upon the Edomites, so-called white people, red people, devils, man, and upon this place, America, Babylon the Great, man. And the only ones that gonna escape the wrath of judgment, Lord Yahweh Shah, is the elect of the so-called Negro Latino natives, which are the Israelites. The 144,000, 1/3, the elect. Hopefully I'm part of the righteous number. To escape the wrath of judgment of Lord Yahweh Shah in these times going forward. But next verse. Matter of fact, next chapter. So I'm gonna end off with this. I didn't want to make it too long. Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. So yeah, that's gonna be the thermonuclear missiles once they begin to be shot towards America, Babylon the Great. And I said a movie to keep in mind is Sarah Connor in Terminator 2. You know, if you know the scene where she's by the gate, she by the not gate but fence in the playground, right? You know the scene, and she's seeing this. I think it's like a vision. It's a vision of seeing the destruction, right? Where she was, missiles dropping, and I say that fire from the missiles just disintegrated her, and everything, So that's what's gonna be. That's what's coming, to America, Babylon the Great. Those thermonuclear missiles when they begin to be shot, man, towards hit America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be nothing but utter destruction, and that fire, the wind and the fire from the wind, that's gonna come by the thermonuclear missiles, that fire. Excuse me, the fire is gonna come by, or the thermonuclear missiles gonna be gonna destroy everything here and burn up everybody and everything that's not that's not righteous, that's not gonna escape. It's not gonna escape it. Like I said earlier, not too long, I say the only ones that are gonna escape the wrath of judgments of the Lord Yahweh Shai is the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Israelites, So with that, I didn't want to make this too long. Hope this was edifying. So again, I like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the Sisakian brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters that do listen, keep the faith in Yahushua, keep fighting with that. I say shalom.